Start off with Herb. Herb is first up on PTL. Hello, Herb.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Long time no talk to you. I
Doing
like
okay.
that guy, Austin. I really like him.
I'm shocked.
Very
to hear that.
impressive.
Shocking.
I'm going to start. I know you're not shocked, but listen, he had said something about Trump in advance of January 6th requested, asked Nancy Pelosi if they wanted the National Guard. Is that true?
Herb, is that a serious
Hello?
question? Is that a serious question?
Yes, it is, Brian. I'm asking a serious question. Did Donald Trump in advance of January 6th offer the National Guard to come to Washington, D.C.?
Oh, you said in advance. Okay, not during, because during he did not ask Nancy Pelosi.
No. I'm talking about this is like January 4th.
So
January 5th.
here's the way I will answer that question. In advance, there have been some testimony that he did ask for extra security. However, there's a however in there. During January 6th, Donald Trump had the power, as he did in D.C. a few weeks ago, to call in the National Guard himself. There is zero evidence that he asked to do that. So the real question should be, when all the violence is going on, Herb, as you know, and it was a very bad day for America, he had 4.5 hours to call in the National Guard, Herb. He did not do that. It's been investigated. So if you want to criticize, okay, there should have been better security there. There should have been more stuff. Okay, no problem. I'll agree with you on that. Will you also agree with me that Donald Trump, during January 6th, did not call in the National Guard? He had the authority to do so, just like he had the authority a few weeks ago to call in the National Guard. Would you agree with me on that?
Let me tell you, Brian, at that time, that day that you're talking about, I was in the hospital with COVID. And so I wasn't listening. I didn't know anything.
You don't know. Okay. So Herb, I'm sorry you had COVID.
Wait, hold on. I just want to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in advance on January 4th.
You won't answer my question. Hold on, Herb. Herb, I answered your question. I need you to answer mine now. I answered yours honestly.
No. I'm just
Herb, hang on, Herb. Herb, hang on a second. Okay, just relax. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had COVID. Donald Trump, just because you had COVID doesn't mean you can't answer this question. For 4.5 hours, Donald Trump had the authority as president of the United States to call in the National Guard. My question to you is, he had the authority a few weeks ago to call in the National Guard. He had no problem doing it then. Will you criticize Donald Trump and call him out for not calling in the National Guard for the 4.5 hours we had something called the January 6th insurrection? Are you willing to call him out for that? I don't care whether you were in the hospital with COVID.
Okay. Well, looking back on it and knowing what I know, based on reports and things, I don't know that they could have gotten together and got down there in time to do anything.
So you're defending. So you're defending Donald Trump for not. Hold on. Let me get this right. You're defending Donald Trump for 4.5 hours during January 6th, not putting a video out and not calling out the National Guard, but yet you want to blame Nancy Pelosi for not having Washington, D.C. prepared. When, by the way, Donald Trump had just as much responsibility. Am I getting you right there, Herb? So you want to blame Nancy Pelosi, but you don't want to put anything on Donald Trump.
Wait, hold on a second, Brian. All I'm saying is that during the demonstration, during the
wasn't a demonstration. It was an insurrection. Wasn't a demonstration. It was an insurrection.
No, it wasn't an insurrection.
Oh, really? What was it then? What was it then?
Well, they attacked the Capitol.
Right. And what were they trying to do, Herb?
So
Herb, hold on, Herb. This is an important conversation.
Why don't you let somebody talk?
I've let you talk for 5 minutes. Herb, stop acting. Herb, stop acting like Nancy Mason. Herb, stop acting like Nancy Mason playing the victim. You said something that is not true. Okay. You said something that is not true. You said it's not an insurrection. So let's have a conversation about that, Herb. Okay. What were they trying to do?
No.
Oh, you don't want a detour. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to detour you off the show. What do you think about that? If you don't want to answer my questions and you want to say things that are not true, I'll answer it for you, Herb. Okay. They were trying to overthrow a free and fair election. Sadly, they were able to delay the counting of electoral votes, and Mike Pence, who actually did the right thing, but they were putting pressure on Mike Pence to count these fake electorates. That's what they were trying to do. They delayed the certification of the election. That is why we call it an insurrection. Herb, have a very nice day.